Good morning, everyone. So happy to see you again. For the last year, I and a couple of my friends have been meeting for dinner every Monday evening at a local pub. Now, the reason for this is because all three of us work from our homes. We get cabin fever and we just want to go out. Of course, going out for dinner can be very expensive, even if it's just standard pub fare. Also, the noise level at a pub or sports bar can be pretty intolerable. So we have decided that every Monday evening, we will take turns hosting each other at our homes. This way, we can serve our own drinks and pub food at a fraction of the cost of dining out. Now tonight is my turn to host, and the pub food du jour is homemade black bean burgers served on homemade English muffins. And I will serve a colorful coleslaw on the side. And dessert will be really easy. I'm going to serve some of those beautiful cashew butter cookies that you and I made together in the previous episode. And the first thing we need to do is make the English muffins. My English muffins start with a very simple batter. And I will post the recipe in the description below. So I have some water here. I need to add some milk. And then I need to heat this mixture to about 100 degrees Fahrenheit, which I can do very easily in the microwave. Here's my warm milk mixture. Then I need yeast. This is active dry yeast. I store my yeast in the freezer. It seems to keep forever. Give this a stir. And we can let this proof or become foamy while I measure out the flour. Actually, I'm going to weigh out the flour. Put you away. And my yeast is beginning to foam. So now we can stir in the flour. And I'm going to stir this mixture until it resembles a thick pancake batter. That will take about 100 revolutions. These English muffins will have lots of nooks and crannies in them, and they will have a wonderful yeasty perfume. In other words, there will be nothing like store-bought English muffins, although there is nothing wrong with store-bought English muffins. I just like the homemade version better. I'm going to call the stirring good, and then I just have to cover this with cling film. And then I will set this batter in my oven, which is turned to the proofing feature. That heats the oven to about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to let this batter proof until it has doubled in volume and it turns very bubbly. And after that happens, we can add some salt to the batter. I'm going to get cleaned up here, and then we can make the black bean burger mixture. These are my favorite black bean burgers. So I have two 15-ounce cans of black beans, which I've drained and rinsed. And then I need from 1/4 to 1/3 cup of diced onion. I have the onion that you and I grew together in last summer's garden, and that we froze. Well, we diced and then froze the onions for convenience. I need to pop these back into the freezer before they thaw. And I'm using these gluten-free seasoned breadcrumbs, not because I'm on a gluten-free diet, but because I just love them. And I will put the recipe in the description below. I need ground cumin, chili powder, crushed red pepper, and I need a beaten egg. And this is where one of these tiny little whisks comes in very handy. In you go. And before we go any farther, I'm going to put on my food prep gloves. Nice thing about these black bean burgers is that they hold their shape. So you can flip them, they will not fall apart. And you can make the mixture many hours ahead of time, and then just fry off the burgers shortly before serving time. And that's what I'm going to do today. The goal here is to mash some, but not all of the black beans. I leave some of the beans whole just to give the burgers an extra meat-like texture. I think it will be fun to have these pub fare dinners with Vicky and Alban. Imagine in another episode I can make fish and chips. Now the pub also has something that I really enjoy called the Dirty Birdie. It's a battered chicken cutlet in I think it's a brioche bun with pickles and some wonderful or special sauce. Really delicious, and I'm sure it would be very easy to make right here at home. So if you are interested in pub fare, please stay tuned. Be sure to subscribe. And I think we are good to go. Going to cover this and then pop it into the refrigerator. And again, we will fry off the black bean burgers shortly before my guests arrive. Actually, to save time, I think I will go ahead and form the patties right now. So this should make 4 really good-sized black bean burgers. Put this in half, and then into quarters. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And here again, I will cover this, put it in the refrigerator, and fry it off shortly before Vicky and Alban arrive. And in the meantime, we can make the colorful coleslaw. Actually, before we do the coleslaw, I want you to see the English muffin batter. It's all bubbly. It is very much alive. So this is the time to add the salt. So I have hot water here, and I'm going to dissolve some salt in the water. Pour it over. And then I will stir this about 25 times just to blend the salt into the batter. And that was 25 stirs in one direction. So now I can recover this and pop it back into the proofing oven until the batter doubles in volume again and becomes quite bubbly. That will only take about 30 minutes this time. We clean this up and we will get busy with the coleslaw. On on to the coleslaw, and I'm going to start with the dressing. And the first thing I need is 1/3 cup of mayonnaise, which is 77 grams. It will be much easier to weigh the mayonnaise than try to put it in a little measuring cup. Then I need 1/4 cup of sour cream, which is 61 grams. 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, if I can get this lid off. Why do they put lids on bottles that are impossible to remove? There. I also need a teaspoon of honey. You could adjust the honey based on your sweetness preference. And I need a pinch of salt and some ground black pepper. Whisk. I'm going to give this a tiny taste. Oh my, this is great. I love it. I need to fetch my cabbage. So this will be a very colorful coleslaw. I'm using green cabbage, red or purple cabbage, and one of the carrots from my garden. I'm going to use, I would say, roughly half of this head of green cabbage and about a quarter of this head of red cabbage. Do you say red cabbage or purple cabbage? Cut out the core. Look what happened. After I cut the red cabbage, I used it to cut out the core, and I dyed my green cabbage purple. And I just want to very thinly slice this.
Use your little shredder gadget.
I don't think it works for this. The shredder gadget?
Yeah, it looked like the Y peeler, but it was.
Oh, I forgot I had that.
Do you remember? You ordered that and then you got me one.
Lizette just reminded me that I have a cabbage shredding gadget. I also gave her one. Does it look like this?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, is it this?
Yes.
That's it. So let's give this a whirl. Making very fine ribbons.
I can't believe you forgot you had that.
I totally forgot. I think I have every kitchen gadget known to mankind. I even have an automatic potato peeler, which I have yet to use. Actually, I should put the cabbage in the bowl here. See how it works with the purple cabbage. And I think that is enough cabbage for our coleslaw. Then I want to add one of my garden carrots. These are the carrots that you and I grew together in last summer's garden, and that we stored unwashed and unpeeled in a bag in the refrigerator. You can add the carrot to the cabbage and give the works a stir. Look at how light, it's like a feather light coleslaw. Like angel hair coleslaw. Well, I was aiming for a very colorful coleslaw, and that's exactly what I ended up with. Now, I need to pop this into another bowl and then refrigerate. I could actually serve this coleslaw right on the bean burgers in their English muffins, but I think I'm going to serve this as a side dish. And I think Lizette and I will take a little break and enjoy some of this coleslaw for lunch, just as soon as I clean up my workstation. To the fridge. I think this is the best coleslaw I have ever made. What do you think, Lizette? Be honest.
This is absolutely wonderful.
It's very crisp. And it has just that slight hint of sweetness from the honey. Mighty fine coleslaw. So I have preheated my electric skillet to 325 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm putting my English muffin rings in here. These are 3 inches in diameter and about 1 inch deep. And here is the beautiful, beautiful English muffin batter. All bubbly and yes, very much alive. Going to need a cooling rack and need to lightly grease my rings. My goal here is to fill the rings only about halfway. Oh, look at all the strands of gluten here. I think I need a bigger spoon. Oh, this is just gorgeous. Now we can cover the skillet and let the muffins bake for about 8 minutes or until the tops look somewhat dry. And these are ready to flip. So you can remove the rings. Flip these over. Oh, these look beautiful. And then I will cover the skillet and let the underside cook for about 4 minutes. And our English muffins are done. I'm going to let these muffins cool, and I'm not going to wash my skillet just yet because I'm also going to use it to fry off the black bean burgers. But right now, I'm going to move the skillet aside because I want to put together a platter with lettuce and red onion and the condiments for the black bean burgers. Here, I'm putting butter leaf lettuce, sliced red onion, ketchup, mayonnaise, and mustard on a tray. This way, my friends and I can assemble our own burgers. I will cover the tray and pop it into the fridge until serving time. To further enhance this pub food theme, I've decided to add tater tots to the menu. These will go very well alongside the black bean burgers and coleslaw. To preserve all the nooks and crannies in my English muffins, I like to split them with a fork. We can toast the muffins while we cook off the black bean burgers. For a starter course, I decided to offer store-bought guacamole and tortilla chips. I will keep the burgers and muffins warm in a 200-degree Fahrenheit oven while we enjoy the guacamole and chips. I should mention that when Vicky and Alban and I eat at our local pub, the bill is always north of $100. This homemade pub dinner cost me no more than $25, and that includes the store-bought starter course. The quiet atmosphere that dining at home provides is, of course, priceless. I hope you will give this casual pub-style dinner a try someday. It's both easy and inexpensive to make, and it's totally delicious to eat. Bye for now, friends. I can't wait to see you on Sunday.